What is up, guys? It's Pop Punk Review here. That's right, I'm back. I'm back at it again. Not really, but it's been a really long time since I didn't necessarily forget about this channel. I just didn't really feel like making videos again. But now I'm here, so and a lot has changed. I think most of the reason I wanted to make a video is because a lot has changed in mostly both my music taste and in my life. But I mean, this is a music channel. This isn't a personal life channel. Yeah. So I think I'm way more musically versed, and I grew out of my gatekeeping phase where I would just go on Facebook and gatekeep people for saying that MGK was pop punk. Well, at that time MGK didn't exist, he existed, but he wasn't like pop punk yet. But yeah, I mean, as time has gone on, obviously I've gotten to know a lot more music, and I mean, at some point, pop punk, you're not listening to pop punk anymore. You gotta branch off a little bit, which I think I always knew that would happen, but I mean, I guess I was kind of surprised when it finally did. But I just had a mindset of just being obsessed with pop punk for so long, and I still do listen to pop punk. I don't really have that many new pop punk I don't really haven't really discovered new pop punk albums that much recently. But I mean, obviously, I always love when I find a pop punk album, and it's just really good, and I just can't stop listening to it. But that, unfortunately, this hasn't happened for me in a while, which used to happen for me a lot, which is why I really got into pop punk. But now it's not as much of a thing. And also, one of the biggest things, one of the best parts to my last video is that the last video I made, I was able to play guitar pretty not that well at all, really. I could play power chords, that was it, and not even correctly. I can only play the first 2 strings of the power chord. But now I can play guitar pretty well, and I've practiced guitar so much, and I think it's really helped me for my musical journey, and it's really good. It's pretty cool. I think that a big part of big advantage that I had with learning by myself is that I wasn't restricted to just, you learn scales, then you learn chords, then you learn how to play your favorite songs. I definitely started like that a little bit, where I just was playing, normal chords that weren't too difficult. But eventually, a lot of the songs I listened to, because I'll get more probably later into the new music that I'm kind of listening to, along with what I used to listen to. Alternate tunings is something that people don't really get into when they first start learning guitar, and because of that, they feel it's hard to get out of the restrictive standard tuning, because a lot of people have a hard time playing freestyling, or writing songs in alternate tunings because they just don't know the chords and stuff like that. But I feel I got to know them better, which was a huge advantage. I probably play in alternate tunings more than I play in standard tunings. I definitely know a lot of chords in standard tunings, but I definitely know probably about the same in alternate tunings that I've just been able to figure out on my own throughout the years, which took a while, but it's a really cool and fun process. And I've been able to write. I've also been writing a lot of music and stuff, not that good, but in alternate tunings, and it's just it's so much easier. Not necessarily easier, but it just sounds much better. That was a bad harmonic because I don't have a pick, but whatever. But yeah, so I originally was gonna start this video making an album review for a random band, but I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore. Or for a random album. But I was originally going to do an album review on Charmer, self-titled, which is I just realized my sound machine's going. I'm sorry, I can't sleep without it. The white noise, it just soothes me and gets me all relaxed when I fall asleep. I'm just kidding. But what I was originally gonna do was this band, because I think that they like kind of represent my new music taste a little quite well. But pretty much like the new sort of thing that like I think is really like that I got into is Midwest emo or math rock, Midwest emo / math rock. That sort of like scene. DIY emo also, like you could, some of that like falls into that category. But like I think that if you like pop punk music and you like the sad aspect of it, and you're also like into a little bit of like screamo, not screamo, but you know, like hardcore, post-hardcore music, then I think a lot of bands could be like, a lot of these Midwest emo bands could be like enjoyable. But there's some Midwest emo bands who are like, you know, more just like emotional and sad, which is what Charmer is definitely, with just like some cool instrumentals. And there's some bands who are more like scream yelly about things, like what's it called, like Oolong, and there's this other band, I forget what they're called, but like I've been listening to them a lot lately. They're very like, they scream a lot. They're called Algae Bloom, but it's like, you know, really good like instrumentals in the background. And then of course there's American Football, who they're kind of like the OG creators of the Midwest emo scene. And yeah, it's just, I think it's a really cool genre to get into if you like are into pop punk. And I'm sure a lot of people know some bands. Like I've talked to people who like, you know, they really like Maxiel, I think. I don't know how to pronounce it. Maxiel. I mean, they're one EP. I think it's the self-titled EP. I'm not sure. I really enjoyed that. But yeah. And I've also been getting into some Spanish music lately, but that's kind of weird. But I'm not off topic, but that's like an example of just, you know, I'm reaching my musical perspectives, I guess, a little further. And yeah, so I'm glad though that I stopped being so obsessed with pop punk and restrictive with myself, because I kind of like, you know how people are like, yeah, I'm Italian, you know what I mean? And they're not actually, they're like just like Americans, which, I mean, that's my family kind of. They like, my mom's side of the family is kind of like, yeah, we Italians, but like my great grandpa came from Italy, and that was, I mean, I guess I can understand why they say it, but I kind of felt that way about pop punk. I was like, I listen to pop punk, man. I felt like it was my nationality or something. I felt like I would fight a whole war just because of pop punk, you know, like, I mean, it was dumb, but, you know, expand your mindset from the music that you're listening to right now. Keep an open mind, and know that if you listen to music for a certain kind of music for the first time, and you like the way it makes you feel, but you don't necessarily, you like the way a certain song makes you feel, and the other songs from that band you listen to, and you're just like, it's not as good as that song. Don't think that way, because I can tell you that used to happen to me. But if you just listen to like that album, the whole album, then you'll start to realize the connectivity of like the band's sound, and you can enjoy it just as much as that original song. Anyways, this was just a ramble. I don't really know what I talked about. I don't really remember anything I talked about in this video. And I'm probably not going to watch it before I upload it. So, happy Valentine's Day.